My name is Tiffany Johnson, and welcome to the Top Tier Childcare Podcast. After being in childcare for many years and having my own successful business, I want to show you what it takes to be top tier. So we have grown, from one school to now we at 5. So, during this transition of us going, from one school to 5 schools, it has been a few things that, we have liked about growing and some things that just was not in our willpower. So we have pros and cons in us, moving forward and expanding the business. So what are some things that you feel like we have done, in the past when we have had smaller schools not really smaller schools, but we have had, less facilities to deal with versus now we have 5 schools. And not to add that the schools originally, went from being small to medium to extra large schools now. And then we still dealing with, all those schools of different sizes.
Right.
So what are some things that you feel like we have done before, but now it's like, Tiffany, we might not be able to do that anymore?
We're not going to be able to do summer camp the way that's my big thing. My fear for next year
lady
is summer
hates summer camp. You hear me?
The hustle bustle with it. Like, I enjoy going with the kids and they experiencing new things and experiencing new foods. But the hustle and bustle about getting 40, 50 kids to and from and having to do multiple trips on one day, I'm over it. I'm so over it.
Yeah.
So that is definitely going to be my first New Year's resolution for next year. Honey, we'll have to do something different about summer camp. Like I said, I love the kids. I'm take them out of town. Let's spend the night somewhere.
And we ain't spending the night nowhere.
But that hustle and bustle of getting them on the bus and trying to maneuver and schedule 5 locations, it's no way possible we're going to be able to. So now, in my mind, they are going to have to really kind of be independent on field trips. I'll still be able to go, or we'll still be able to assist, but it's no way we're going to be able to take 2 and 3 of them at the same time.
Well, not only is it 2 and 3 schools, but each location, except for 2 of them, they have 2 or 3 different classrooms.
Yep.
That has to go on the trips during the summer. So yeah, so you're talking about this year we took about 40 children out. Next year it will probably end up being double.
Yep.
Because 2 of the schools did not really have summer camp this year, and we still had 40 kids that went. Those just the older kids.
Yep.
That went out on summer camp. So next year, we'll probably end up having double. So they will definitely have to be on their own this summer, next summer when it comes down to summer camp, because we have just grown so much that we can't do it. Even with planning, their trips it has gotten to be too much. Because you're talking about us spending months, and we always start, planning for summer camp in January, and summer camp don't start until June. But we have to, to make sure we got the materials,
right.
Trying to figure out what works, what doesn't work. Yeah, but this year, we're gonna come with a theme together. We're gonna make sure we good. But as far as getting the details of summer camp, we're not able to be as hands-on with summer camp with 5 different locations. It's impossible. I know one of the things that I think of is staff appreciation.
Oh yeah.
So we normally do staff appreciation once a month, but the gifts that we have given when we went from 1 school to 2 schools, now we have 5. We're just not able to do it.
No.
It's certain things that you will want to do, but you just can't do it.
Yeah.
Now I still want us to be able to still appreciate them, but the size of the gifts cannot be as massive as they have been from year 1 to year 8.
Are you listening to yourself, right? We're talking about somebody who's extra. And no,
Very
Toy, I
much.
don't want that. I'm extra. Yes. Because you have to go back to being realistic, looking at budget, looking at all that good stuff. Yes, we love our teachers. They are spoiled rotten. But as you said, like our last school, once we get that fully staffed, that's going to be a beast alone.
Yeah.
We're looking at almost 20 teachers just in that one building. That's a lot.
It's a lot. Especially to do every month.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm a natural giver. So it's like, do we want to cut back and not do, teach appreciation once a month and we do it once a year like everybody else? I don't want to do that.
I don't want to do that either.
Because I don't feel like, I want to be appreciated more than once a year.
And we better than everybody else. So, and
And
we have good teachers. And the ones that we have now, they deserve it. We just got to think of a different way that is cost effective, that they're still going to be happy, they're still going to enjoy it. But with 5 schools, that's a lot.
It's definitely a lot to handle. But yesterday we were able to give them little small gifts. Yesterday, and to see, and that's what really kind of got my wheels turning when it come down to that, to staff appreciation, because just them seeing us deliver their things, and it wasn't much, y'all. It was some snacks, sodas, little whatnots that they enjoy, and in a cute little bag. That's it. That was all. It was nothing, crazy, but they really like lit up when we did it. It was like, oh, thank you, y'all so sweet, da da da, and it was like, you know what, that's what I want to see, because and I know some of them probably did have a long, hard day, but just seeing that, it was like, I felt like in that moment, it gave them what they needed to keep going and get through the rest of the day.
The rest of the week. Like that gave, I feel like that gave them like a, oh yeah, I can do this. I'm in it to win it now. And which they always are, but nothing beats a pat on the back. Like, you doing a good job. And I think it
coming from us, because normally the directors do the teacher appreciation once a month. Of course, we give them the the resources to do whatever whatever ideas they come up with. But some of our directors in the past have only done like lunch. After a while, that gets old. Like, okay, I know once a month they're gonna feed us. Wow, whoop de doo, yay. But just doing something different, just really gives them what they need. So I know that's something I've told you I'm thinking about pulling that part from the directors, because I think that them seeing it from us also made a difference.
Yeah.
Like normally, even though it's still coming from the company, even when the directors do it, but I think them seeing us come into the facility and us giving it to them, and saying thank you, I appreciate you. I think that made a little bit of a difference.
Yeah, put a little sprinkle on it.
So I think that that's something that we definitely need to get back to as well. Even though we're growing now, I'm not gonna say that we're able to do that every month. Because again, we're growing, and I can't, dedicate or make a promise that I can,
that'll be
do
a half a day.
Yeah, that'll be a half a day type situation that we'll have to plan out. But at least, every other month, letting them, see our face and seeing, that we are able to still come in and see their hard work, even though we see it every day anyway, because we got cameras all over the place. But letting them know that we acknowledge you, not just your director, but the people that sit in the main office. We see your hard work. So that's one thing that I want to get back to. And still spinning it a little bit, because we just can't do as much as we used to do.
Yep.
So what's one thing that you think that you would miss that we cannot do anymore?
To be honest, I don't think I would miss anything that we are improving, because it's an improvement, right? So, I feel like everything we do, we definitely dissect before we make changes. So we just don't randomly be like, oh, that's ugly, I'm moving it. Or this is not working. And we always take our time to make these decisions. Not just with us. We always go to the director and say, hey, what do you think about this? Or what do you think about this program that we're thinking about doing? So I think everything that we have done thus far is for improvement. So I really don't miss the back end, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Now, if we went off feelings and just went and changed things without taking time, then maybe I could say, wait, we didn't take our time to go through that and to think about things and make sure it works for everybody. Just not us, but everybody, because it's a collective workforce and work mission to make everybody's life easier. So I really don't think anything I missed, really.
I know one thing that I put on now I'm always, and I'm the visionary. So I want to get back to, um, we have the director's manuals,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know if anybody ever paid any attention. The There are titles on the front of it
Mm-hmm.
of like the positions that I would
Oh
want
yeah.
everybody to hold. And one thing that we have not yet to do was have a teacher support person in each location. That's something that I really, really want to have. And what
Yep.
made me think about it was what you just said, but also the teacher that had texted us the other day.
Mm-hmm.
And then she texted you, and you
Yeah.
had told me that she texted you. And she
Mm-hmm.
was like, hey, Toya, I think that da 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 da,
Right.
but we are, I think if we do this, then it'll be great because
Yeah.
we're getting tired, and that's something that we
We need.
need.
Yep.
We need somebody that can voice
The
the
concerns of.
concerns of the staff, so they won't feel like they're being overlooked.
Mm-hmm.
So that's one thing that I definitely want to do.
Yeah.
That we, on paper,
We have, but
we have, but we have not like really
Mm-mm.
put that into place. And I think that's important as we are growing and expanding, because it's needed. Because
Mhm.
I do, you gotta think about it. They're the ones that's on the ground
Yeah.
doing the work. So it's, we need to hear from them.
And also they talk with each other a lot. So say for instance, Miss Katie over here may have an issue and don't feel comfortable saying when we come through and be like, y'all need anything?
Mhm.
She may not feel comfortable at the time to express it, but she may feel comfortable enough to express it to the teacher support
Mhm.
person, and then they can bring it to us. So that, yes, that is definitely something I feel like we need to push more. Because that text, like, it wasn't she wasn't nasty.
Mm-mm.
She was just saying, "Hey, this, I know y'all are busy, but I need y'all to see what we are seeing right now,
Mhm.
or see what we're feeling right now."
Mhm.
And it was like, okay, let's shift our support a little bit, because we were in the trenches at other schools. And we, in that particular school, they are our heavy hitters because they are able to support themselves a little bit
Mhm.
more, and that just shifted a little bit. Okay, let's shift that attention a little bit more over to her in that particular school. So I think that'll be a good thing, because I'm going through my mind of the teachers. We do have a few timid teachers
Mhm.
that, I don't care how many times we come in and we say, "Do
Ain't
you
gonna say
need
nothing.
anything? What you need?
Mhm.
You need help with something?" They're not gonna say anything.
Mhm.
But then the director come and say, "Well, such and such need." We're like, we just asked them that. So
And because I can really think about 3 people right now at 3 of the locations that would be really, really good
Mhm.
of being that,
Absolutely.
teacher support person, that has their eyes and ears everywhere. And the big thing is that is not messy.
I was trustworthy.
Yes, they are not messy. They're going to give it to you like I like it.
Mhm.
I give it to me straight, shoot a note, like give it to me so I can know exactly how you
Right.
feel, so I know how to support you. Even when I went into the other center, because one of our teachers just came back, she was like, Tiffany, this teacher right here, she's doing a great job, but she need help.
Mhm.
Like, I don't want you to think that she's not doing her job. She is. She just need help with this, this, this. And I'm
Mhm.
like, all right, got it.
Yeah, because she could have been messy. She was
Mhm.
like, she just doing them, but that's not, and that's the type of people we need.
Because it helps the center grow. And it helps us identify the things that we can't see, but they can see
Right,
it because
right.
they're in it all the time. So that is definitely one thing that I want a new idea. Well, it ain't really new because, like I said, I've always had it on paper on
Yeah.
the books, but we never really implemented it. So that's one thing I do want to. I guess it would be new to the company because we never implemented it. I really want to start doing now that we're getting bigger, to make sure that we're all on the same page. Because and you know where that came from? When I was in the classroom and I would go to my assistant director or whoever and think that the information is being, given to the right person to
Mhm.
make the decision, and it never went
And it never
anywhere.
went anywhere.
Mm-mm. Or even when I've worked for other companies, and I have to go to the director and say, hey, listen, what's going on? Everything okay with the building? Oh yes, everything fine. But then when you see Susan in the parking lot, she's telling you something totally different.
You sitting out there for 2 hours. And that will help actually, I think, with turnover too.
Mm-hmm.
Because sometimes turnover to me is because people's voices aren't heard.
Mm-hmm.
It just depends on the situation. Some people put their own self in predicaments that they have to go. But a lot of times, teachers,
Mm-hmm.
I know when I have left a job, it was because I became invisible
Mm-hmm.
and my concerns weren't being heard. And even if I was bringing it, like you said, nobody was answering my concerns. So how are you expecting me to be 100% and do my job if my concerns are not being heard? And so that will bridge that gap.
And that's one thing I did not want to happen. It's like I say, if them bringing the concerns to the directors and the directors are not, giving us the information. And because I've realized again, when we working with another company, when I would go and do that and I would talk to the staff, it would be because the director didn't want to look bad.
Yeah.
But you look bad anyway because you're not even telling me what your teachers are saying so I can help them in any way. And I mean, well, some of them, it was because of the director. They just
Awful.
Yeah,
It was
the
bad.
director
They
was
were
bad anyway. Oh, she don't get up. She don't help me. She know I'm down the hall. I'm out of ratio, and she don't even come down the hallway. Don't say, "Hey, cat dog, can I help you?" Nothing. So it will make the director look bad, and that's not so I knew when I started this company, that's not something that I
Right.
wanted to happen. I'm like, no, I need everybody to be able to be heard and know that I am here. We are here, to help them in every way because nobody want to come to work stressed out every day.
Nope.
And I think that is one thing that really have bothered me so much lately. But again, I have been running these companies on E for a year and a half. So I have not been able to really focus on the things I need to be focused on because I have said this for years. If you are coming to work here and you're going home tired, burnt out every day, and you don't have enough energy for your spouse, your children,
Yeah.
I don't care to go get a massage, to go hang out with your friends after work. I, as a leader, I am doing something wrong.
Right.
Because I do not want you to have that burnt out feeling. So, even like this week, even last week, I'm like, listen, Toya, I'm gonna go open up this center because this director need to break. Now I can't relieve you all day because it's too many of y'all, for me to be everywhere. But just me doing the things that I can control, the things that I am able to do, I'd rather take that sacrifice until we get all the way stable.
Right.
So I need you to have a little bit of energy for your own home. Like it's important. Like family first. I always told y'all know something that's going on in my household.
That's it. I'm gone.
And all the schools are closed. So I
Right.
don't have they ain't got no reason to call me. Ain't nothing happening because they closed.
Right.
Because I am definitely going to put my family first. And I expect for everyone else to do the same thing because I've learned working for a company. I've worked for that company for 7 years and gave them my all. Me and you was there together.
Yeah.
I'm talking about weekends, after hours,
Yeah.
Open and closing every day. And when they want to get rid of you,
That's it.
That's all. And then you're going to be replaced sooner than later. And they're not thinking about you. And I that's how I got that mentality of I got a family first and I don't want anyone that comes in for the company going home tired or burned out. Because as a parent, even though, I was, getting into my career, I realized very quickly that I didn't even know my child's favorite color.
Because you burnt out.
I was giving so much to a job that got rid of me in 2 seconds. And I couldn't even tell you what my only child favorite color was. I couldn't tell you what she liked to eat. I couldn't tell you nothing about nothing but the fact that I knew I was a provider for her.
Right.
I provided all day long. But was I the parent that I needed to be during that time? I wasn't. I wasn't because I gave a company so much of my time. And I vowed to be sure that as we grow this company, I don't want that.
Yeah.
I don't want that to be no one's story that has ever worked here. Now, have I dropped the ball with that? Yes. Am I trying to fix it? Absolutely. Because now the Jealous should be almost 19. And I've missed out on so much with her in her younger, days. Now she's just mommy. Lord have mercy. But I still make sure I take out time to pick her up, to drop her off. What you want to eat? You want to go out to eat? Like, and make it more intentional with her. Even though I still feel like I have some work to do in that part too, but just making sure that we have what it takes as we grow and putting the right people in the right place. So we'll be okay and they will be okay
Yeah.
at the end of the day. Because y'all know I'll shut it down in a minute as we grow. I really would. So other than that, do we have any other new ideas outside of having that teacher support person inside of the center that you feel like we can add to help us grow as we expand them?
I think we could have like a parent support. Because one thing we do welcome is our parents to give us because they do see things that we don't see, just like staff would, but we make it open where parents can come and tell us things and don't have to worry about us retaliating on our children. And I've had so many parents call and be like, Miss Toya, I'm glad you just made me so comfortable. I feel better. I'm talking to you. And I make it clear, honey, you don't have anything to worry about. Because if we ever find out that a teacher is retaliating because of an issue, they're gonna be gone. So I think if we can build our because we started it, the parent part thing,
right? And you took listen. As soon as you finished talking, I definitely was gonna say, I'm like, in this crate. That's why we got to go back to the basics.
Yeah,
because all of these things that we're realizing that we need, we already had, and we just stopped doing it, or we had the idea and never went with it. Yeah, because we have paw parents, which is called parents at work, and it's parents that can come to us, voice their concerns. Like a committee of parents, that can come together, and even the idea was for them to talk to us about any concerns, because you got to think about it. Parents are your eyes and ears when
at
you're
all
not
times.
there.
Yep.
Men, you're not in the center all day. So the parents there every single day, in the morning, in the afternoons. We have parents coming in, dropping off at different times, picking up at different times. So they're able to see things that we don't see. So that is what we really started it for, and to get parents more involved. So listen, because I told you, I love the parents that complain. Like, they my A1s. Like, because I always tell them, do not be afraid to express your concern, because I cannot fix something that I don't know is a problem.
We don't know it's broke.
I don't know it's broke until you tell me that Tiffany, this is broke. Toy, this is broke. You need to fix it. Got it. We're going to fix it. Now we know it's a problem. So going back to our paw parents, like, will really eliminate a lot too. It just, so those are the things we just got to get back to that. Like, that need to be our next
on our
meeting.
topic.
So we can get back to that, and also letting parents know we are here. We want to hear you. These are ways for you to be involved and stay involved with us. And I just need somebody to be the president over it for each center, because Lord knows we can't do it all.
We can't put on another hat.
We can't put on another hat. So guess what? If you want to be over paw parents, mama,
tag you it.
Just let us know when y'all have a meeting, or whenever you want us to make an email list for you, or whatever the case may be, so we can get back to that. So I do think that we, as we have grown, we have learned so much, and we also have learned things that, like I said, get back to the basics, not dropping the small things, and what we needed to do before we even opened up the next school, the next school that is coming. It's coming. It's coming. It's coming. Next year. But it's coming. So these are growing pains. I want you guys to be able to learn from us, and know that it is going to be growing pains, but it's good things.
Yeah.
It's good. It's really, really good things. You got to think about it, because if we didn't think about it, we would definitely be upside down and couldn't recover if we didn't take out the time to figure out what works and what don't work. Yeah. Thank you for joining us for this episode of the Top Tier Childcare Podcast. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. And if you have any questions, you may email us at info@btoptier.org.